Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial, and today we're going to be doing an update video covering STEM, and this is an instance where I would say no news is good news, but we haven't had any meaningful news in 5 or 6 weeks now, and earnings are expected here in a few weeks coming out at the estimate of February 15th. So we have a few days that are going to be hopefully sharing some news prior to that point in time. But as of now, the Q4 earnings are going to be wrapped up. They're going to be announcing that in a few weeks, and we have not had any news. So I wanted to make this video recognizing that so far on a year-to-date basis, the stock has not performed well after having a very strong Q4 performance, particularly in the month of December. And I do expect that to be something you can see across the industry, where a lot of stocks, even the Mag 7, had very strong Decembers, and they have come off from those high points. So you can see that represented here with STEM as well. So at this point in time, there is not any news. However, we've been chatting about it in the Discord, and I wanted to provide an update video where from a technical perspective, I'm seeing a lot of things on Twitter, I'm seeing a lot of the commentary in the Discord, is that we are in kind of some of this decline that's going on here, where again, the stock is falling down materially from where it's been over the course of the past couple of days, weeks, months. And at some point, generally around that $3 line, we would expect a bounce back up. Now, myself personally, I'm not a technical investor. I don't look at the technical side. I primarily am following the fundamental side. And what I would highlight is that I think the Q4 earnings may coincide with some of that technical analysis. Again, we are sitting at a month out of when they're going to be announcing those earnings. And if that is a positive announcement, it could take us back to where we were at the end of Q3 in the $4.50 to $5 range, which would be refreshing to see. Recall that they are expecting to announce that the latter half of 2023 was an EBITDA positive year, and that 2024 should be entirely EBITDA positive. This means that not including things like stock-based compensation, taxes, so on and so forth, that the company is expecting to be in a positive fashion. So you can see on a Q4 2023, this is GAAP earnings. Those are still expected to be negative. The question is going to be what the actuals are going to be. So you can see on the historical earnings, we've showcased negative earnings over the past couple of days, weeks, and months. But in particular, could we have another positive earnings report, with the only beat that you're seeing there due to the reclassification of some of the warrants there? So therefore what? This year we are expecting, or rather the Q4 announcement is expecting to showcase a massive revenue number. Recall that this should be north of $350 million, hopefully. So there's still some discussions around what that number is going to be, but it should be a pretty large, pretty material revenue number, with hopefully a decent amount of that going to be on the software side. It's been nice that they've been showing that breakout over the past couple of earnings reports, so I'm interested in seeing that on a go-forward basis. So what we're expecting, hopefully positive revenue numbers, hopefully positive EBITDA, and hopefully a bounce on the overall stock price. Now, one of the things that I would showcase from a concerning perspective is I'm not a huge fan of having all of my excitement for stock to be in the hopeful category. That being said, at this point in time, due to the nature of the position, I don't consider this to be dead money. That doesn't mean I think that we should be adding to these positions, and this is all, in my perspective, a long-term hold for me. However, at this point in time, I would like to see them prove out some of those earnings and some of those projections so that I can feel better about that investment. So we want to see cash balances going up, revenue going up, EBITDA going up in a positive manner. And I think that if all three of those things happen, we should be in a good spot. A little bit closer to the earnings report, I will be showcasing some of my views on the stock using some of those earnings charts. But at this point in time, that is not going to be the case. The last thing that I will leave you with is, as of this summer, or rather some of the earnings reports here. So if I go and I showcase some of the earnings that you are available to look at, or rather some of the calls that you're able to look at. So I'll do this all. is that for this summer, which is going to be coming up in the July timeframe, there was a significant amount of options that were purchased here on the call side. And I think that that's due to the price associated with those. You can see that photo in the Discord, which is free and linked in the description down below. But what I wanted to highlight with this is that you do have the capability to see that there was a significant amount of volume, which does lead me to believe that either A, someone is making a large bet, or B, someone knows something that I don't know, either of which could be true. But it does lead me to believe that if there were to be a bounce up into that $4 or $5 range after earnings, that individual would benefit quite profitably. But there is always going to be a time decay associated with options, so be careful in terms of reviewing that information. This is one to watch, and if you would like to continue chatting about this particular stock, this is the channel to do so, and we do chat about it a lot in the Discord. So let me know in the comments section down below your thoughts or feedback and questions, and look forward to talking with you all again here soon. Thanks. Talk to you later.